I've walked up here once before and I did find a few petroglyphs. I was hoping that this had burned recently enough that I'd see a little more of the ground. So we'll be looking at some of these rocks in the grass and see what we can see. Not too many rocks sticking up. Well, how about that? I hit some burn here. Maybe I fooled myself as to where I thought it would start. But this is what I was expecting the whole mesa to be here. But you can see, if you got this, it's a lot easier to see pottery, rock alignments, lithics. You know, you see the larger boulders that you can put petroglyphs on. It's always fun to walk after a burn. Little rocks on big rocks. Some people put them there probably long ago. I just woke by and woke up this little guy. Just a little rattlesnake, little diamondback, I believe. I seldom see him. She's hiding in there. I don't want to mess with him. It's his tail here at the end. He's just a young one. See him coiling up under the wilted prickly pear there. Oh, I can see a mark there. Oh, another one here. Well, I'm about an hour and 20 minutes in. And first thing I've seen, it looks like a little spiral type pigtail on that hole there. And this little thing here. Here's another little one. A bit degraded, but a little bit of art there. And this one I remember. I stumbled onto it the only other time I was out here. It was buried sort of in the tall grass then. And so I felt lucky to find it. It stands out much more easily today. Well, I just came up on this one and noticed a little minor spiral here. See if there's a few more. Oh, looks like a guy down here. That's sort of a, you know, I've seen that guy before. It's a lizard man body with a hammerhead guy with two more arms on top. I wonder if well, there's a couple right here I just noticed. That's sort of a fat guy there, I guess. Maybe a little snake above him. It's a little hard to see. This one, unfortunately, is half broken off. Looked like it was a circle with somebody or something drawn in it. I was sort of curious, those four rocks lined up on these bigger rocks. Don't know, man-made, but not very impressive or convincing. Bit more pottery here, just small pieces, all plainware. See this orangey stuff. But it's clear this is near a habitation site where they broke a lot of pottery. Well, there's clearly a man-made wall here. You see some pottery right next to it. But no doubt associated with habitation site. Need to go over and look at those rocks over there. As I would expect, for such a location, sort of on the end of the corner on an overlook, I can see some petroglyphs there. Well, that's pretty complex. There's a guy there sideways. Not sure, there's a sort of a distorted spirally type pattern. There's an animal over on this side. A little hard to make out. The sun's bad. I'm going to have to try to put a hat on it, see if I can make it a little better. But I can see there's other petroglyphs here as well. Over there behind. So we'll be taking some pictures here. Okay, this should be a little better. Pretty nice improvised shade device. This one's got a little fire retardant on it. Again, I think I'm going to need to shade it. You see there's a broken off spiral here when the rock broke. Let's see what that looks like. Is that any better? Maybe a little bit. Got one down here too. Spiral, or yeah, that's a spiral. And a broken off spiral down here. Too bad about that. I don't know, maybe it's what broke off the other rock. Yeah, you know, I can believe it broke off right here. Pottery right below. Pretty complex. Put my body shadow on it, see a little better maybe. Requires some analysis at home, I think. There's a mark over there, some marks. This looks like an animal up top here. See his legs, but I think he's broken off. There we go, that's a deer or a bighorn. We can't see his head very well. Oh, look at the antlers. So that's a deer. Yeah, that looks like a great big fat something sideways. And on this side of this rock there's some things, concentric circles with some dots coming down. Looks like a bit of an animal there. Well, that's full sun. I can see a couple animals. I can see a lizard or lizard man. Again, a little bit disappointing to as far as them not being very clear. Coming around this side, well, there's an old spiral. That one's pretty nicely made. I like that one. It may predate some of these other ones since it's there's no real clear patination. It's completely repatinated. There's a few big pieces of pottery down there. Well, there's something that's, I think the fire has helped see. You can really see what looks to be a two-room ruin here. As I said, I've walked here once before when the grass was tall, and I certainly never saw this, but look at how that's all got a nice perimeter, completely burned out in the center. And if we come over here, looking at this as dividing wall, this appears to be another room. It's got maybe a slightly more rounded perimeter. But that's pretty clearly a habitation site. Hence all the pottery we're seeing. We're on the edge of this canyon overlook. And there are the petroglyphs up there. There's some cupules there. Those are normally considered to be older, more primitive, man-made art. It's made by just pounding a rock repeatedly and making little dimples, which you can see there. Very cool. Not too far from a busy highway. Nobody knows these are here or cares. And on the other side of the cupules, there's some other primitive marks. Hard to make out what they are. Those are a couple animals. But I also notice down here, there's a grinding slick. That's the other side of that rock. And just below, there's some marks on down here too. These mainly look like animals. Well, I've walked a little farther, and I think I'm running into some more rooms. But pleasant surprise. It's very nice with it all the plants burned out, but room here, room there, room over there, one behind, one behind. At least 6 or 7 rooms here, I think. It's early stacked stone ruin. This is sort of the edge to the last room, which is right here on the edge. See, it drops away. It also drops off past that far wall. Yeah, just to make the point that we're right on the edge with this house. You see right here, it falls right down the cliff from this edge. See some of the fire retardant that was put down. And as I'm about to leave, I caught sight of some glyphs on the edge, so that's nice. We'll go over and see those. So here's these, some bighorns it looks like. Pretty well done, better than most of them around here. I can see a lizard man down there, 100 feet or so. And down the lizard man, pretty good sized piece of pottery here. Well, I'm not seeing any more down here, so I'm going to save myself a few steps over this rough terrain and say this is the best picture we're going to get of lizard man. It's a nice rim piece. Was a complete sort of a follow-up looking around. Here's another room. Seems to be an isolated one. Again, the perimeter is clear. It's been burnt out of anything growing to make it real obvious. There's a habitation site over on that point, the end of the ridge over there as well. People here and the people there would have been neighbors. At least they could see what each other was doing. Probably friends. I don't know, it doesn't look like a balloon. What is it? Well, I'm not going to pack that out.